Hi guys, and welcome back to episode 3 of Dishonored 2. So weird combo. So yeah, as we left off, we just kind of finished off the first part of the main story, where a good chunk of the video was just introduction to the storyline. One big long cutscene for sure. A small bit of stealth and combat gameplay as well. So we're going to see more of that, and hopefully get some of the some more powers soon enough too. Because I did love that blink ability, as well as slow time was absolutely awesome in the first game. Whether they keep that for this one or not, I'm not sure. I haven't really followed any of the videos for the game in the lead up to the release. So without a doubt, let's get going. So for those who don't remember from last time, I am chosen to play as Corvo for this one. And we'll do some more videos on Emily later on.
Until I understand this, I have to go into hiding. I should make my way to the docks.
I'm going to have to try my utmost best not to shoot people instead of blocking, or instead of trying to stealthily get up behind them. Sneak up to a guy and instead of choking him out, end up blowing his head off. It's not exactly a subtle combination.
I've got to get out of Dunwall.
Okay, with this game in particular, if you want to get, well, anywhere, or find any of the small hidden aspects of it, it does very heavily rely on exploration.
What do I have to do to get Emily back? What
Do
I have to become?
Boy, murderous killer again. The number of small hidden rooms accessible to only certain power combinations as well in the first game was really great and quite satisfying when you found them. Fingers crossed it works. They've got that for this time.
You're not fit for that watch uniform.
Just hide in bushes. Said in the bushes. That's close enough. This game actually does track and figure out the number of, or at least the first one did, sorry, track and figure out the number of enemies that you've killed, knocked out, and how many of those have been found by the rest of...
Ramsey's missing. Corporal Moore checked the royal quarters, and Corvo has apparently fled the tower. We've got to find him. That's it. We've got your orders. Spread out and find the fugitive. We're in this with the Duke of Serkino, sink or swim. There's no way to turn back now.
What was it? Yeah, so that tracks the... what they call the chaos level. So with the more death that you caused and that was discovered, the more weeping plague victims and rats and everything that you could find, the game world would generate for you.
The Royal Protector Corvo are now wanted criminals. Let me remind you, there's a reward for your help in capturing enemies of the
I wish I
state.
could just teleport my way through these sections, but I can't. So it's taken it away from me.
Attention, Dunwall citizens.
Attention, Dunwall citizens. Today, Delilah calls for our new empress. All hail Delilah.
I told you I'd do that. Nice. I should not chase him.
Hey,
Crap. Ooh, what's through here?
you aren't going anywhere.
Apparently not anymore. It's quite interesting that they've almost got a kind of fear level. Ah, that's good. It's a good example of, say, if I carried on the path and hadn't been chased by these guys, I probably wouldn't have found this. That's good. Seems like the guy's just forgotten me.
Nothing after all.
Aye, because that was one of the most dangerous of their enemies and
Did I imagine that?
Not in the
real useful tools of the world was the rat swarms that absolutely strip a guy in a few seconds.
Hey, where do you think you're going?
Crap.
Traitorous dog.
Think you're scaring me?
Just accidentally open that with sword strike. Oh well. Repetition. I'm about to stop doing that every time. It's kind of a habit, unfortunately. Right, let's try and at least hide some of this carnage. The game does offer you a lot of places to hide enemies as well, which is quite useful too. Like if I remember correctly, it was Skyrim I was playing. There was one section, or one quest, sorry, where you had to hide the body of a guy. There it is. And if the game deemed it not well enough hidden, you lost a good bonus. Which I thought was always really quite annoying, considering that you didn't really have much to play with in terms of how you could hide the guy. Oh. It's also something that they worked through with the previous Dishonored was you only had like a few different areas.
Your face is covered. Are you worried someone might... I can't do anything for you. You'd better run.
Alright, so that there was only a small variety, a decent number of different locations, but you revisited them quite often, either with different layouts of
What's going on?
the different layouts of different layouts of guard posts, things like that, or they reshape the landscape slightly, things small, just subtle things that made it kind of still worth playing through and not feel terribly repetitive. And also meant you had like kind of a second chance with more powers the second time to explore the area further and such. Like, for example, these sealed doors here, the next time, if we come back to this area, will be open and free to explore again. Just, I don't even know what I could be looking for, whether it be an alternative path or...
Empress Delilah Caldwin, rightful heir to the throne, has taken power in Dunwall. The usurper, Emily Atano, and the murderous royal protector have been arrested.
Yeah.
Huh? What?
Wait, was he on my side?
That's not right. Come closer so we can talk.
So it's no sword on this. Ditch this guy right here. It's the right button. There's quite a number of things that you think will be kind of readable material, and it just turns out to be just something that's worth money. Like the number of perfume bottles and stuff you pick up that just gives you money for them, which is actually quite handy. Particularly with coins that are quite small, and you rely on finding those half the time. Small details there.
That man, part of the Duke's coup, I'm sure of it now. And I saw him talking to Captain Ramsey of the City Watch.
What's done is done, but I had nothing to do with the killings.
I know that. It was irresponsible of me to print the name Crown Killer. I allowed myself to be coerced. Forgive me.
Forgiveness isn't my specialty. Whatever happens next, lay low. But when the time comes, tell people the truth.
You can count on it. I won't ask you what your plans are, but for the sake of Dunwall and for the Empire itself, I hope you succeed.
Sweet. As I mentioned before, this kind of terrain traveling is so much easier with the teleportation and things like that, or whatever powers that they've introduced.
Road is blocked by order of the City Watch.
Locked? What am I supposed to do now?
Not my concern, citizen. I'd advise you to return to your home.
So close yet so far.
The entire month will be ruined.
Trust me, you don't want to be out on the streets right now. Move along.
I wish I could just teleport over there, but I can't. So, ooh, actually, let's try this way. So it seems the few videos that I did see, that was close. They did seem to showcase the wall of light trap quite often. Personally, I never really used that mechanism, although it was quite handy because it did disintegrate the enemy's bodies, meaning when the game totaled it up at the end of the mission, it meant that they weren't counted as found, and your chaos wasn't actually that high. Yummy. This is a distraction technique, really? Yeah, let's find out.
I don't know that ship, but maybe the
so
can
close.
help.
Just know you've taken over a city, you're happy, and then a massive piece of rotting fish slaps you in the face from a far distance. Just for a second there, I'd actually forgotten I had a sword. Ooh, actually, I wonder if that carries over characters from the previous... I know I've been saying this to Minty a wee while ago, but for characters, there was slight spoilers here, so skip ahead if you want. Previous character called Granny Rags and mob boss. You kind of had to choose between the two of them. That was a weird ass looking elf. You had to pick one of the two. So I'm curious if both, or sorry, that wouldn't be both for sure, if either of them will make an appearance in this game. The Granny Rags character was quite a strange one as well, but possibly quite important to the story. So I'm going to do my best not to overrun mine.
Aiding a fugitive is now punishable by death. Aid the City Watch in this time of transition.
So the ship's almost there. However, I'm going to come back next time and hopefully make it to it without dying, or preferably without killing too many people. So yeah, see you guys next time.